Welcome everybody to the Part of My Ignorance podcast. I am your host, Taurean. You could call me T, and this is my homie, my home girl, Jenny Apples.
What's up?
But you know, before we get started, before we hop into the show, we want to send a major rest in peace shout out to one of the most prolific hip hop artists to date, Earl DMX Simmons. Your work was incredible, and your efforts to this culture was amazing. So, rest in peace, DMX. We appreciate all of your work.
Yes, rest in peace.
Absolutely.
What a legend.
Super hip-hop legend. I have a random DMX story.
Come on!
Tell us.
So, when I was in college, I was working at the Sunglass Hut.
Cute.
And DMX came into my store. But also, as a college kid, I was selling weed, of course.
Oh, shit.
So, my hip-hop story is I sold weed to DMX when I was in college.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Random DMX story.
That is so random.
Yeah, and it was like, he's like, let me try it. I was like, all right, cool. And then he
Just
went
like
in the back of my store and smoked some weed.
You smoked weed with DMX?
I didn't smoke it. I just sold it to him because I was working. I was still on the clock. And he bought it. And yeah, it was. Yeah, I was like, that is my claim to fame. I have sold weed to DMX.
All right.
So shout out to DMX. Appreciate you, bro.
Rest in
Everything.
peace.
Yes.
Such a legend. I mean, wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, such a loss for the hip hop industry, the hip hop culture.
Strangely enough, the very same day that DMX died, we also had another historic loss.
Yeah.
Of
Prince Philip
at the age of 99.
Yeah.
You know that they were married for 72 years?
That's so crazy. I was gonna say that, and I heard that Prince Philip was like Queen Elizabeth's like childhood like love or whatever like that, and they like married. It's so crazy.
Yeah, they must have married at a really young age, but
Yeah.
it's a long time to be married to someone, and you know she's definitely obviously gonna feel that loss.
72 years. That's a lifetime.
Yeah.
And for your partner to just be no longer there.
I know, but 99, sounds like he lived a very long and...
Absolutely. I wonder if like 99, you like, damn it, I was going for 120.
Oh my God. I was right there.
Or at 99, you're just like, oh, thank God, I'm so tired of you guys.
Yeah, but he didn't seem like he was like struggling, you know? Like at 99, you could be like bedridden, but he was still walking around.
Yeah, he actually just got out of the hospital, and I heard he had like a really cool like sense of humor, like joked all the time and stuff like that, which I feel like, Oh,
did you see there was like this one like meme that they had up of like he was waiting to get his picture taken or something? No. And bleep me out, but he was like, he's like, just take the fucking picture already.
Just take the bloody picture, please.
Take the bloody picture.
So now they're working on like their funeral arrangements.
Right.
Harry is gonna go, but I guess like the doctors were saying Megan shouldn't travel because she is pregnant. I don't know how far along she is though.
Right. I don't know by now, but she was really showing in the Oprah interview.
Yeah, so I think she's pretty much almost like ready to go.
That makes sense. That's a long flight from Canada too.
Absolutely.
So.
Can you imagine being on a flight and it's like, is there a doctor on the flight?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
That's terrible.
It's COVID. We did not have enough like room.
And that too, also COVID. But I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll fly private.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm talking like they're flying Delta.
Yeah, like they're gonna be sitting coach.
So rest in peace, Prince Philip.
Rest
And our hearts go out to the Queen. Like that's deep to lose your partner after 72 years of marriage. That's deep. So, to the whole royal family. I know all of the stuff that has been in the news, but our condolences go out to you guys.
Yes. Big condolences.
Sad.
Right.
Major loss. We're going to dive into a couple hot topics. We're going to talk about another mass shooting. We're going to get into some Biden shit. What creep of the week? Matt Gaetz. He's back.
Another Matt Gaetz.
What else we got, Jen? What are we gonna? What else?
Also gonna touch on, some celebrity
gossip. It's actually
some pop culture. Lil Nas X back in the news. We got some Diddy news, some Shaq news.
Yeah, we also got some cool things, some feel good stories as well, because this has been kind of a dark week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to lighten it up with some pretty cool things happening in the news. But then also we have that lieutenant out of Virginia that was a whole situation with the police officers getting pulled over and all that other stuff. Yes. So let's get deep into this.
Let's go. And then of course we cannot forget to finish off with our movie segment.
Ooh. This is America. Another mass shooting in Bryan, Texas this week. Suspect. It's weird. Do they call him suspect because he's the one who did it? Yeah, I always thought suspect meant suspected of doing it, right?
Yeah, that can make sense.
Okay, got it. So Larry Bolin, 27, I think he was.
27 years old.
He's
facing murder charge, 5 counts of aggravated assault.
So he went into, I think it's industrial park or something like that in Bryan, Texas, right, and just started shooting. 1 is dead, 5 are injured. A cop is in critical condition. Yes.
A young officer, by the way, only 25 years old.
Yep, a young officer in critical condition. So, this is beginning to feel not even beginning to feel these mass shootings just happen so often. It's so ridiculous. But guess what, guys? Larry Bolin, he was white. So he made it to jail.
Even after shooting a cop, they didn't.
Yeah, I mean.
But the one in D.C. assaulted a cop and they took him out immediately.
I mean, and it's, it's just one of those, it's starting to just feel a little blatant. Right. Just all the bullshit that's going on. I think it's just a little much, granted the mass shooting, it's just too much, but, they didn't mention what kind of gun he had, right?
I didn't get a chance to see that. They did say deadly assault weapon.
Oh, well, my mind goes to AR-15 when I hear assault weapon.
I same.
Instantly, which, shout out to Lindsey Graham, because that's what you use, right? An AR-15 when there's a
shots
fucking
fired.
Clown.
Oh, no pun intended. Jeez.
But, I think pivoting from that, Biden spoke this week, and President Biden spoke this week, and he was just saying how it really is an embarrassment, how this is ridiculous, all of these shootings, and I believe that. I think it's ridiculous, and I noticed with because he made some executive orders and stuff, and it was just he kept kind of reiterating, but we're not coming after your Second Amendment right and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's time to come after the Second Amendment right.
I mean, not to get rid of it, but to at least amend it a little bit.
Absolutely.
To keep up with current times, current situations. But there's so many loopholes. Yeah. In that amendment, that need to be closed.
Even with background checks, that shouldn't even be that tough of an issue. To me, with background checks,
standard.
Yeah, I think it all boils down to, in my personal opinion, I'm not saying anything, but it's just the NRA. It comes down to the funding the NRA kind of injects into government. I think that's a big issue, because background checks, how is that such an issue? It
should be mandatory.
Yeah, because to me it just seems like it just deters gun sales. Right. I think it's ridiculous. It shouldn't be an issue. I don't feel as if anyone in this country needs an AR-15 at all.
That's what he was saying. It's not necessary for someone to have 100 rounds.
Yeah, so I think that was one of the executive orders.
Right.
And then the ghost gun, which I didn't even know was a thing.
3D printed guns where you buy 2 or 3 pieces of the
And
gun
then you assemble it.
separately,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put it together yourself. So there's no serial number, there's no tracking information.
Yeah, and then you can just go and shoot up a school.
Lord knows how many people have been getting on that.
I didn't even know that exists until like when I saw the press conference. I was like, "What is that?" Mm-hmm. And it's like it's so ridiculous. So I shout Biden out for getting the ball rolling. I just feel like he needs to go harder. He needs to go bigger. And then
Faster.
in all honesty, with these background checks, I feel like if we can begin to incorporate these background checks, granted, you know how they like don't come after our guns. I guarantee if we go after these background checks, we'll have to take some people's guns because they won't be fit to be gun owners.
Right, and maybe rightfully so.
Absolutely, because it seems like everyone who's participating in these mass shootings or doing these mass shootings are like people who are mentally sick. Mm-hmm. But they're just like, oh, I feel like one race shouldn't exist over another. But let me just walk into Walmart and get a gun, an AR-15, because I just feel like doing it. It doesn't necessarily make sense. I think it's ridiculous.
I agree.
And I truly believe like it should be taken.
It's about time that they do something about it.
Right, and it's weird that how difficult it is to get a job. So the job is like credit check, background check, criminal check, all this just to like work. But then to get a gun, you're like, hey, here's my ID. I'm 18 plus.
Right.
You're like,
Exactly.
great. It's ridiculous, and I truly believe that it is an embarrassment to the U.S. and it's time for us to do something about it.
100%.
Let's get into the creep of the week.
Creep of the week, yet again.
Matt Gaetz. He's like shooting for that creep of the century type of situation.
For real.
So with homie, oh wait, the SNL thing. Wait, did you see Bill Maher? How they were like, and let's put a picture of they might have said creep of the week or something like that, and then they put like a picture of the cat in the hat screaming. It's like
Oh
and
my
like
God.
that's not the picture, and then they put a picture of Matt Gaetz that looked exactly.
Oh my God.
It's
That's
like-
also like, wait, you just said SNL.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what Colin Jost said, that he looks like, Matt Gaetz looks like a caricature of him.
Absolutely, like I don't like this man. I think he's such a POS.
I agree. I think he needs a lot of therapy and to just disappear and resign.
Yes, he's definitely suffering from that white privilege syndrome, I would say. Like, I want everything like this, and this is how it is. And his
And like
dad was a
similar
politician.
to Trump. Exactly, I was just gonna say similar to Trump.
Absolutely.
He comes for money.
And just like, this is how we do things, and I want it like this, and whatever. So, our creep of the week, who is dealing with a lot of like, sex trafficking, underage women type of situation. Recently, his cohort, or whomever you would say, Joe Greenberg, recently agreed to cooperate with the FBI or something like that in regards, or actually,
Quote
yes,
unquote BFF.
BFF, and Roger Stone randomly. I'm like, you guys are all BFFs? Like, there's total corruption involved in that
Sure.
threesome. Ew.
Yuck.
So Joe Greenberg actually agreed to like pretty much cooperate with the FBI against Matt Gaetz, and his lawyer, Greenberg's lawyer, was like, they were asking him questions. He was trying to beat around the bush, and he was like, Matt Gaetz is probably very uncomfortable right now. So I'm like, oh, it's gonna get
Yeah,
good.
it's heating up.
But also, Creep Gaetz came out and was just like, his first appearance happened this week, and it just so happened to be at the Women for America First, which is also a MAGA supported women's group, who also participated in the insurrection. They were part of like the planning and all the other stuff with that whole thing. And pretty much, he was there, and he was like, had this weird ass quote. I think it was like the Tampa Times or the Tampa Bay paper or something like that, quoted him as saying, he's a champion of women.
Oh Lord. I cannot.
I think Venmo's about to come out with a statement that is going to be like, we have nothing to do with
Right. I
this.
feel like they're about to too.
They're like, nah, you're on your own, homie. Because what's interesting is, so on Venmo, when you send, I could send you like $20. Be like, oh, for tacos last Tuesday.
Right.
Anyone can see it. So
you can make it private.
Well, his was coming up like tuition, fees, and all that he was sending to these girls. And so it's just like, hey, so what about this one? He's a complete asshole. But I feel like that's one of those like white supremacy thoughts. Is like, I don't have to hide shit. I'm Matt Gaetz.
Right.
And it
like
becomes
he just
one of,
knows that he's gonna get away with
I'm
it.
good.
So he's
yeah.
pretty unbothered.
He's totally screwed. But then at this Women for America First, which actually happened at Trump's property, Doral in Miami, I think it is. He was just saying, the usual spiel. Oh, they're attacking me. This is a witch hunt. This is
very Trump-like.
Yeah, they're coming after you,
banter.
but going through me or whatever that case is. It's so ridiculous. Like, bro, you paid underage women to have sex with you, and now we're here, and now you have to deal with it. But there was also one Republican who just called for his resignation. I think his name is like Kissinger or something like that. Mm-hmm. Called for his resignation, and I think it's going to get to that point to where Matt Gaetz is probably going to have to walk away soon. But he also just lawyered up very, very big, like high-paid lawyer type of situation. I feel like once you begin like with these high-paid lawyers, you did something wrong. Especially when you ask Trump for like a preemptive pardon. And Trump's DOJ is the one that opened this investigation. Right. It's like, you fucked up.
Yeah, it couldn't be any more obvious.
So, good luck, buddy, and don't drop the soap. What? I think, hey, but good luck, out the gate, Matt Gaetz. We'll see where you end up, buddy. Take care, man. I actually don't wish you the best. I want you to go to jail. I totally want you to go to jail.
He's super guilty.
He's a piece of shit. But hey, it's Matt Gaetz.
Welcome back. So what's up, T? What's up next in the
news? Did you see that story that just broke recently with the I just saw it recently with the lieutenant in Virginia?
Yeah, I did see that. And you know what? In the beginning of the video, everyone was like, oh my God, watch this video. It's some crazy shit that happened. Yet again, another person being pulled over and harassed for no reason.
Yeah.
And the video is progressing. And then, they're like, this poor guy is like, has his hands out the window. They're like, unbuckle your seatbelt. And he's absolutely terrified to go reach for his seatbelt because these guys are screaming at them. They have guns in his face. But what was the most disturbing part was when they opened the door, you could see him in full uniform.
Full Army lieutenant. Lieutenant, what was his name? Nazario, something like that. Yeah. Karan Nazario. Army lieutenant. And then they pepper sprayed him.
They pepper sprayed him several times. And then you could hear him screaming, my dog is in the back seat. He's choking.
And they had no reason, they were just saying there was zero explanation on why they were arresting him and all this other stuff.
You could hear him screaming in the car. Can you please just tell me why I'm being arrested? Yeah. Can you please just tell me? You could hear the terror in his voice.
And it was funny because when they took him out the car, you could hear the other cops coughing and all that stuff because of the pepper spray.
Right.
Which is so ridiculous because it's one of those things that should just be used to stop someone or kind of confuse them or something like that so you can gain control.
Right.
So it's just why are you spraying him several times? But also what's so cool about that, not so cool, nothing's cool about that. But what's good is he actually filed a federal civil lawsuit against the two cops. The officers' names are Daniel Crocker and Joe Gutierrez. He's suing them for that. And I feel like they should be heavily prosecuted. I truly believe they should lose their jobs. And they really should be prosecuted for that because that's just
absolutely.
That's not okay. Because now with, even with the Chauvin case and the George Floyd situation happening. What if it gets there? You know, what if you wrestle him down, he hits his head or something, you sprayed him multiple times,
right.
which is way more than what you should do.
Extreme force for absolutely no
reason. And I don't think it came out yet on why they arrested him.
No, not yet. It's just so new still.
I truly believe this is something that, like, Merrick Garland, you know, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, they should get involved and really make an example out of these two assholes. Seriously.
So actually, after fact checking, what they say, there was a reason that they pulled him over.
Okay.
So it was because he had tinted windows and no real license plate.
What?
So that was like a high reason.
No rear license plate. So he had kind of like a temporary plates or something like that. Maybe that could have been a case. I don't know. But in tinted windows, so that equates to pepper spraying someone 7 times and pulling them out, and you could see they're in uniform. Like, what happens to that whole Blue Lives Matter shit? You know, like, do Blue Lives Matter when the uniform is only on a white person? Or, like, that confuses me. Because usually it's one of those, like, you see the uniform, you respect the uniform. Mm-hmm. You know?
Exactly.
And it just...
You're both serving our country. So
absolutely. So
how are you not... I mean, and he's sitting there asking, like, why am I being pulled over? Why am I being pulled over?
Right,
like,
and you don't even give him that right.
You don't even give him
which
the
is
chance
a natural.
to answer.
It actually is a constitutional right. Mm-hmm. You have the right for them to tell you why you're being pulled over. It's so ridiculous, and I'm beyond these conversations. Like, I'm so tired of them, and it's ridiculous. And I feel like they should be made an example of, because it was so insane to do this to a soldier,
to a
lieutenant, like a decorated soldier.
Right.
That's insane. And I truly feel like our Department of Justice should take control of that entire situation.
We need some reform and some more structure, more training.
And there needs to be consequence. Absolutely.
Agreed.
I can't believe that even happened. That's
sad.
So disrespectful.
So sad.
Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of talking about this kid. But all right,
here we go again.
Let's get into it.
So we had like creep of the week. This is like freak of the week.
We're not gonna call him a freak of the week though.
Aww. Okay.
I think he's just a kid caught up in some bad choices.
Yeah.
And what sucks about it is they're so monetarily successful. Which is weird. So it's like, I think that's what he's caught up in. Like, doing this type of shit is making money. And then when you're signed to a record label, they're like, keep doing that.
Right.
You know, but not making excuses. We're actually talking about Lil Nas X. Sorry.
Right. If we didn't mention that, we are talking about Lil Nas X.
Yes. So
once again in the news because Nike
has come to a settlement with the company that produced that whole satanic sneaker for Lil Nas X. I forget what the sneaker's called, but it's Satan something. So they came to a settlement, and I think it's kind of undisclosed as far as amount or whatever it is, but I do know that Nike asked them to recall the sneaker.
Right, because Nike sued the company.
Yeah, Nike sued the company because it wasn't an official Nike thing, so it was almost like a copyright infringement or trademark infringement.
And Nike is not supporting any type of satanic
at all. And I think
brand.
Yeah, so like Nike was like, pull them, we're done, or whatever. I think the sneaker was totally ridiculous.
Trash.
And it shouldn't have happened. The blood in the thing, come on, dude. That's so ridiculous.
So there was this guy who put out a video of himself. He said, look, I have the sneakers here. And he showed himself. He said, the sneakers were like $1,018, right?
Yeah, which referenced the Bible verse. Was it Luke? Luke 10:18, I think. Yeah. Which is something about Satan fell from heaven.
What? Right. So he had the shoes. He paid the money. Mm-hmm. And there's a video of him throwing the shoes down the garbage chute because he's like, I don't want this energy in my home. He said,
but why buy them?
These shoes have brought like a terrible energy, and I just feel Like, I don't even want these shoes around me. He threw them in the garbage.
But why did he buy them?
Why does anyone buy these things? The hype. But you know what was the biggest surprise of who bought them?
Ooh.
Miley Cyrus.
What? Was that the biggest surprise?
So just to finish up talking about Miley, you know, Miley was stunting the shoes on the gram. Mm-hmm. She was like sitting in front of a truck, like with the shoes on. Okay. I'm like, is she just like supporting the brand because her dad did a song with Lil Nas X?
So she's supporting like Lil Nas X's brand, not Nike, because Nike was like, no, we don't need you, sis.
Right. So I don't know what you're doing there, Miley, with the Satan shoes on, but
it's ridiculous.
I don't know, girl.
All right. Well, I mean, so since we're in this pop culture lane, I want to kind of like transition it into something maybe a little more uplifting, a little more
upbeat,
moving. So Diddy was in the news this week. He kind of did this whole open letter to big companies. I think he like specified GM, and saying how a lot of these big companies now are spending so little money, so little advertising money with black-owned media companies. Of course, I'm pretty sure Revolt was one of the companies that he was talking about. But I also read that GM, out of like this big budget, advertising budget they had, only spent 1% of their advertising budget with black-owned media companies. I think that's so crazy. I think they had something like $1 billion budget or something like that, and they only spent $10 million with black-owned media companies.
And didn't they also mention that, you know, the black consumers spend like a trillion, like $1.4 trillion annually? Right.
Yeah, and what's interesting about GM is like we would see stuff like they use a lot of hip hop in their ads too. You know, a lot of, even in their commercials, you have like this like undertone music. It'll be like a Jay-Z song or something like that, and it's like to utilize the culture and do all that stuff, but then at the same time not support. It's just it's ridiculous, and I feel like that's kind of something that we've always pretty much dealt with, like with the whole culture vulture thing. It's like you want the culture, but you don't want to pay the culture.
Right.
You know, so I mean,
pay tribute, pay respect, or
absolutely,
at least shout out,
homage, or at least shout out.
Yeah, something.
You know, but you know, GM actually responded to that. There's I forget their numbers, but I think in 2019 they spent 1% of their advertising brand with black-owned media companies. Fact check me if I'm right or wrong.
I knew the future numbers of where they're projected to go. Because now that they've been kind of called out on it, and Diddy made the statement, they're trying to work on it. And I know they said
I think they doubled in like 2022 or 2021 or something like that, but then they also have like a couple different projections. I'm not too sure what they are.
Right. But, so 2019, like you said, they invested less than 1%.
Wow.
Of the $239 billion they spent on advertising, right?
Yep. So of the $239 billion they spent, only $10 million went to black-owned media companies. And that was in, what, 2019?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So now they're saying 2021, they doubled to 1%. Whoa.
Well, look at you guys. Slow down. You're moving too fast now. All right.
But, again, they're going to continue to double each year. So that would make a difference. So by 2022, 4%. 2025, they're projecting 8%. That's 8%. Their target. So
their target. So why not just jump to 8% now? Like, why the slow growth? Go all the way in. You got the money.
Right.
You know? But then on the flip of this, you have to ask yourself, you know, is this just they didn't sign to be on Revolt or whatever like that? So Diddy's like, I could turn the culture against you.
Right, and he could in an instant.
And it could, and rightfully so, maybe, because it's like you should. If you use hip hop, you should really utilize those media companies. Diddy, I'm behind you. I think I'm behind Diddy with that entire thing. because it's one of those, like, you deserve it. I think it makes sense. Like, you should definitely, if you got to pay to play, you want to use our music, you want to use our culture.
And hopefully they're serious about it, and it's not just like for show.
Yeah, I mean, but they actually have those numbers too. So it's just like, at this particular point, and it's public. It should be public record, I think.
I think so. But
so, Jen, we watching you.
We're watching you. Let's see if you can back it up.
Right. So we're gonna keep pop culture going because we kind of want to like add some more feel good stories.
Right.
Shout out to my boy Shaquille O'Neal,
who I think is wonderful man.
He's so dope. One of like the coolest sports figures out. Or ever, maybe.
They had that whole show about him. Did you watch that?
Shaq always has a show.
But they had like a whole like shout out show to him, like just like highlighting like
all the things he's done.
Yeah, just like his feel good energy.
Shaq's like a cop in Florida, like random cop in Florida. I've seen Shaq I think I've seen Shaq like race a giraffe or something. You're like, wait, what? It's like he has all these shows. He's like a DJ.
Right.
Shaq does all types of shit.
He's such a good dad. He always posts videos with him and his kids, like,
absolutely
turning up in the kitchen. He's, like, DJing. His sons are, like, dancing in the background.
Shaq is a true rock star. And this story, I think, that recently came out proves how much of a rock star Shaq is. He was in, I forget where he was, but he was in, like, a Zales store, and he overheard a young kid who was asking about, like, how much more do I owe on my engagement ring? You know, how much to pay it off? And Shaq overheard that, and he was just like, you know what? Let me pay it off for you. And I thought that was so dope that he just, like, paid off this kid's ring.
I think it was in Atlanta.
It was in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think it was, like, Perimeter Mall.
Right.
I think it was Perimeter Mall. Mm-hmm. And he was in the Zales, and Shaq came in, overheard that conversation, and then ended up like paying off whatever the kid owed.
So amazing.
That's so
amazing. So amazing
that he did that.
I know, it's so sweet. And like they were talking about it on the show.
Yeah, I think it was like TNT or something like that.
Right, and they were like, "Why were you into Zales?" And he's like, "Oh, you didn't know I have
a jewelry line in Zales."
Jewelry line.
Slight flex, like, hold on,
like,
watch
wait,
your
you
mouth.
Didn't know about my jewelry line? Little plug.
And I think it's cool. And what I also feel is super cool is how he was saying how he does that like almost every day.
What?
He said that he leaves the house and pretty much his whole thing is like, how can I make somebody happy? How can I help? And then he told a story about the day before there was some mother in a furniture store or something like that.
Yes.
Who had an autistic child.
Yeah.
And, you know, he paid off her like living room set or something like that. But that's like the type of energy the world needs right now.
Yeah.
Like, just help people, you know, wherever you can. I think it's like so amazing. So super shout out to Shaq. Like, that's being a rock star. To me, that's being a rock star.
Energy always.
Yeah, Shaq's dope.
What a good dude.
Shaq is dope. Yeah. And the next time you DJing, I want to go to one of those things.
Oh my God, he always just stands out in the crowd. Like you look in the crowd.
He's 100 feet tall.
This big ass man, like in the front row, and he's just like
rocking out. Shout out to Shaq. We love Shaq for that.
Yeah, we do.
Definitely.
All right.
Let's get into some feel good stories. I think coming out of that Shaq story got me feeling all warm and fuzzy, and I like we got some pretty cool feel good stories.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So go.
So
Jen.
In light of like, you know, the whole thing going on in the Asian community,
yes.
these very unfortunate and sick events that keep happening all over the city. There's a young lady. She's a food blogger.
Yes.
On Instagram.
She's almost into that ASMR type of situation.
I know. If you listen to her videos, they kind of sound like this, and makes you really want to eat some food
or go to sleep.
But yeah, she does like food blog, and it's at Cafe Maddie. CAFEMADDY.
Ooh.
So she decided to come up with a charity.
Okay.
She put up a thing. I need some donations. Boom. Within like a day, she got like
100K.
100K within like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
So basically the purpose is for Asian women and elderly Asian
people that feel unsafe,
that feel unsafe,
can get a ride home. A safe ride home.
So basically, if you do like a Uber or a cab, you just send them your receipt, and then they refund you the amount.
So I was reading that too, and it was kind of like, if they don't have it or something like that too, like, I wonder if there's a way to, if they don't have like a debit card, or if they don't have cash, or if they don't have, money like that. I wonder if there's a way that they can just be like, hey, I need this or whatever.
I think so, because the way it works is you just go on to their Instagram, which is actually at Cafe Maddie Cab.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just click the link, and it's just this Google form, a couple questions you fill out, you send them a photo, and then they send you the money. You just tell them the amount of the cab, and then they'll send you the money right away, no questions.
That's so cool. Shout out to Cafe Maddie.
It's such a great cause.
That's
it's just
awesome.
Such an amazing thing to do for people who
I think that's very important.
Who can't necessarily afford to pay for a $30, $40 cab to get home, and don't want to take the train.
And I think that's dope, because we should all have each other's back like that. So I think that's very important. So shout out to Cafe Maddie.
Shout out to
Cab.
Maddie. So dope.
So cool.
Yeah.
Another feel good story. You ready to feel old?
Oh God. Just had a birthday, so here we go.
So if everybody remembers the most incredible Steve Irwin, aka the Crocodile Hunter.
Yes, how could you forget him?
He was so incredible. His daughter, Bindi Irwin, just had a baby girl.
Congratulations.
That is the first time I did that this episode. So congratulations, Bindi and her husband. They just had their baby girl this week, and I love it because her husband was like, I am a total girl dad. Like, I'm running around showing people these pictures. So that's
sweet.
Awesome. So congratulations, Bindi and her husband, whose name I forget. But, congratulations to you guys. And Bindi, your dad's legacy continues.
I know, the legacy continues. You think the kid is going to be like...
She was. He was in with the crocodiles with her.
Oh my
god!
So I hope she passes on that legacy. That'd
That's
be really
so cool. All right, congratulations, guys.
Congrats.
That's awesome. So it's Oscar season.
Yeah.
We figured we would switch it up a little bit. So as opposed to doing the movie reviews, we're gonna go into some Oscar shit.
The movie awards.
Yeah. So the Oscars actually premiere the 93rd Academy Awards. Premiere April 25th, so you guys got to check that out. So we're gonna run down a couple little things, a couple categories, and see all the the major categories, and see what we think about which. All right. So Jen, you ready?
Yeah.
Best Picture. Here we go. Sound of Metal. Haven't seen it. All right. Mank. Haven't seen it. Minari.
Haven't seen it.
Promising Young Woman.
Wanted to see it.
Are you gonna watch it?
Haven't seen it yet. I really want to watch that. That looks good. My friend said it was really good.
Where is that on, HBO or something?
I think it's Amazon Prime.
Okay, cool. The Father.
Haven't seen it.
No. Judas and the Black Messiah.
Saw it.
Yeah.
Definitely wins.
Just
haven't seen the others. But it doesn't matter.
How many rosé bottles do you give it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie?
We didn't do that, yeah.
Oh. 5.
5. 5 of 5. I'm going to give it 5 anyway. I haven't seen it because I wanted to see it. And I got HBO Max just so I can see it. And when I got HBO Max, it was pulled. It was it expired, so it went to the movies. But I just saw that it's back on, it's on Amazon Prime now. I saw that too. So I'm going to try to lock in tonight and watch that. So Judas and the Black Messiah. And we also have the Trial of the Chicago 7.
Yes.
You saw it.
So that one I did see.
Okay. Thoughts?
That movie was intense. The cast, all-star.
Okay.
Amazing. It's Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy from Borat.
Yeah.
He was in it. Yeah, the guy from Succession.
I love that show.
The guy was kind of a junkie.
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Yep. It's super good. It's about some of the protests and the riots in the
1968
National Democratic Convention.
Was that the one with Nixon? Do we know? Is that Watergate? Was it Watergate 1968? We'll fact check that.
If it was related,
and we'll get back.
We can find that out.
Let's see. Let's Google.
But
no, Watergate was actually 1972. My bad.
Yeah, not related.
Damn, the Democratic National Convention was under target. They were on the ass. All right.
It was nuts, but it was very well produced, very well filmed, very serious movie, but kept your attention. It was really good.
And then the last nominee is Nomadland. Didn't see it. All right, so those are your nominees for Best Picture of the 93rd Academy Awards happening April 25th.
Yes, and then some other categories.
Best Actor. All right, this is so unfair because it's always a thing, but it's like Anthony Hopkins. That's like the actor's actor of actors.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Hopkins for The Father. Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal. I didn't see that, nor do I know who that is. Stephen Yeun for Minari. Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think that's the Netflix one with Viola Davis, right?
Oh, that's my girl. I love her.
Yeah. And then Gary Oldman for Mank.
Okay.
I didn't see that one. So I'm going with Chadwick. You gotta go with Chadwick.
Gotta go with
Chadwick.
My girl Viola.
And then even to factor in that Chadwick did these movies while he had stage 4 cancer.
No one knew.
It's like you have to give that man his just due. Like,
right?
That's just incredible. I think it's dope. All right.
Insane.
Moving on.
For actresses.
Best actress. Ooh, this is a category.
Okay, let's see.
All right. Andra Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday.
I heard that was
I saw that.
I need to watch that.
Incredible movie, and I'm going to say
very serious.
It was very serious, but she killed that role. Okay. Like I think she actually won a Golden Globe for that role. Sheesh. So all right, but I'm gonna read the rest of them, but you guys clearly know that's where I'm going. Right. Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman. Okay. Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. So you're gonna check that out.
Yes, I really want to see that movie. I heard it was so good. Wow.
Here's your girl, Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. So that's a tough one.
I know it's tough.
And Frances McDormand for Nomadland. I'm going to go with Andra Day.
You're going to go with Andra Day?
She killed it.
I know. I heard so many reviews.
So good. But I also heard, I love Viola Davis, too. And I heard that Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is really good, too.
Wow. Well, I got some movies to add to my list.
So, I'm not a big Oscar watcher because I think it's very long and it's very boring. I'm more of a Grammy guy myself. Okay. But I'm going to check it out because I'm not going to lie. I want to see Andra Day win.
I know. I'm curious how they're going to do, with the COVID restrictions.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think they're probably going to do with the, you know how they're doing, virtually and everybody's in their own suite and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I think they're going to do it like that. Best Picture. Yeah. Best Picture, I'm going Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas.
Best Actor, Chadwick Boseman.
Okay.
And Best Actress, Andra Day. How about you? Where are you going to go?
Oof.
Ooh, tough one.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. It might be up the same.
Until Best Actress?
Same speed. Best Actress. I mean, that's TBD because I haven't seen any of the movies.
All right. So we'll circle back. I mean, we have a little bit of time. So
we'll more weeks, so refresh my memory.
We'll circle back to that. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, do all of that type of stuff, and lock in with us. If you're on Instagram, follow us at Pardon My Ignorance Podcast on Instagram. You could follow me at just JUST_Taurean. You can follow Jen at
J_APPELS.
Jenny Apples. And you can follow our incredibly inappropriate producer at Instapena, INSTAPENA. And don't forget the underscore on Instagram and all of that jazz. But, that is ching ching ching. Episode 5.
Come on.
We're going into halftime. So, everyone, we will not be here next week. You're going on vacation.
My friend's getting married. I'm going to be away.
Yeah, so we're going to take a little that's our bye week.
It's our bye week.
That would be our bye week. And that's like All-Star. That's like All-Star weekend. Mm-hmm. And we're going into the second half of this season.
Yes.
I
know.
We'll be going into the second half of the season.
Yes.
So, Jen, enjoy vacation.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back.
We'll be back very soon.